Hello dear students, welcome back to our English session. As you must have seen on your WhatsApp group that I have shared with you some art integrated projects. There are 10, and in other subjects also I think our Hindi teacher Mr. Deepak sir has shared with you yesterday only, and science and social science have already been shared with you in the previous week. Mathematics, unless being shared today, we will be definitely shared those projects in mathematics very soon by our mathematics teacher Rameshwar sir. In this session today, I am going to just try to introduce you with these 10 art integrated projects and their topics, and I will also try to give you some references so that you will find it quite easy to make your project innovative, creative. And as you know, just few minutes ago I have shared with you a message as per the directions given by our honorable principal ma'am, that the best project, outstanding project will be chosen, and that child, the student, will be honored with the certificate of excellence. So you please think out of box and make some very interesting, easy to do, innovative, creative, contemporary projects to be selected, and in order to be eligible to get that certificate of excellence. So without wasting much time, I would like to introduce you to the textbook that we have for class 9. This is the textbook in English, Beehive, and this is words and expressions workbook, and the third one is supplementary reader in English for class 9, that is moments. You know them all. You will say, sir, this is not the time that you should introduce. In fact, I just wanted to tell that your project should be based on these textbooks only, in the context of the poem, story, lesson, chapters from these three books, be it textbook, that is Beehive, be it workbook, that is words and expressions part 1, or be it moments, the supplementary reader. Here, the 10 of the projects that you have come across are based on the very first text from our textbook in English for class 9, Beehive, that is the fun they had. I found it more contemporary, keeping in view and in mind the present scenario all over the world. That is the most important one I found, that you can understand it easy, and there are various ways that you can do it better way. And there is one more purpose, to make 10 projects from the same text. Partially it is also a part of this text workbook, words and expressions part 1. You can refer to unit 1 from workbook as well as unit 1 from Beehive, and there you will find that these 10 of the projects have some of the other references. Let's discuss the first art integrated project that you have been suggested here is to create a graphic description on schools of the future. Dear students, if you have read our textbook Beehive, then you will find a reference on page number 5 here, the fun they had, schools of the future. And here you will find the reference, that learning through computers, virtual classrooms, moving e-text, robotic teacher. So these are references. So what you are supposed to do here, you just need to create a graphic description. What is graphic description? Draw a picture or find a picture on net, or you can also simply copy these pictures also as they are given here, and explain them, illustrate them with some pictures with your own ideas. on a chart paper, a project paper, or a drawing paper. You can also draw these things, or get them all printed and paste and make a collage like drawing or painting. You can also make a PPT, PowerPoint presentation also of this, keeping in mind and making it more attractive using your own innovative ideas, make it more creative. And at last you can play a slideshow. You can come on screen and explain your project that you have created, that is a graphic description on schools of the future. Now I think you can understand how the schools will be in future, in coming some decades, isn't it? So I hope you have understood now some part that you might not have got about the first topic suggested under art integrated project in English. You can also make a model also, dear students, show how the school will be, that you can make out of some clay art, robots you can make. It's up to you. There are many various ways I have suggested, and you must have read in the circular, in the masses that I have shared with you. Second project, dear student, is make a comical story based on the text, the fun they had. Comical story. How to make a comical story? You must have read some comics and that kind of books. So simple, Here you will find one reference. They had a teacher. It was a man. And if you can see clearly, open your textbook also on page number 7, you will find that Maggie and Tommy, they are just scanning the book. They are just going through a real book, and there is Tommy who has been seen here turning over the pages, and there is Maggie just thinking. You can see how in the box her imagination shown. They had a teacher. It was a man. It is a part of comics, no? That way you can also refer to the next page, page number 9. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen, and that way you can draw some pictures, or you can find them on internet, get them all printed and make it as attractive as you can. Use your own brain to make it more different from others, make it an outstanding project, so that you will get that certificate of excellence. So I'm sure now you must have understood about the second project also, that is make a comical story based on the text, the fun they had. Understood? There also you can either draw it on a project paper or on chart papers or some drawing papers. You can make a PowerPoint presentation, a PPT, or you can also record a video in which you may explain your project well using the slides. All right, you know that well. You have been nowadays very much tech savvy. Third project is make a chart of pictorial examples of the adverbs formed by adding ly to the adjectives with the spelling note. Also use them in the sentences. So that is a part under thinking about language from the same text. Unit number 1, the fun they had. You can see on page number 11. Dear students, if you have any queries, you can put here in the live chat box. They are available to respond you immediately. So what is it? It is nothing but the first part from thinking about language given on page number 11, adverbs. So here there are some adverbs given: awfully, sorrowfully, completely, loftily, carefully, differently, quickly, nonchalantly. Dear students, we have understood them, we have learned them, and finally the conclusion was that these are all adverbs formed by adding ly to an adjective. For example, awfully. Awful is an adjective. Ly has been added, has been suffixed, and it becomes an adverb awfully. Sorrowfully, same way, sorrowful. Completely, complete is an adjective, and completely an adverb. Loftily, lofty. Carefully, careful. Differently, different. Quickly, quick. Nonchalantly, nonchalant. So these are all adverbs formed by adding ly to the adjectives, and that's what you are supposed to do. You can refer to page number 11 and some part of page number 12, and you can make a chart of pictorial examples and illustrative. For example, carefully. So you show an example of a person who is careful. You know, how will you show the person who is careful? You can show somebody, you know, in a forest or in some danger and he's walking very carefully. So this body posture that can show you that I am aware, I am careful. You can understand. And give one example. Mr. So and so, Master so and so walked carefully in the forest. It's up to you. I have just given you example, or you can also refer to page number 11. You will find some almost 8 examples, and you can use the same also. But if you want to make it innovative and creative, you need to frame your own sentences and make your own examples. So this also can be a drawing, a chart, a PPT, a video. It's up to you. Number 4. Prepare a chart giving illustrative explanation about if not and unless. The second topic from the same text, thinking about language. Page number 12. If not and unless. Here you can see on page number 12. Open your textbook, you will find it there. What is if not and unless? They mean same. If not means unless. But we have studied there 3 conditionals. The first condition, that first part of the sentence or one part of the sentence is in present tense and the another one in future. Second kind of condition is first part is in simple past and second part is in using would, such sentences. I will give you one example for the present. If I study hard, I will score the maximum marks. So if I study hard, this is present tense, and I'll score the maximum marks is in future. So this way you can understand that it is a first condition. We have all studied these topics even in class 9 and in class 8 also, I remember. Second one, simple past, would. Third, past perfect, would have. You remember it. For example, if I were a student, I would study hard. But am I a student now? No. It is just an imagination. If I were a Prime Minister of India, I would open the schools. Is it possible now? No. So these examples where an imagination or just we think, but things may not be possible. That is the second part of condition. And third, if I had studied hard when I was in class 10, I must have secured the first rank in the state. Now possible? No, it is just regret. The things cannot be changed. I can't go back in my past when I was in class 10 and cannot change the result. Impossible. And that is the third kind. So this way, you can give one example for each one of these topics and also use them using unless. What is unless? If not means unless. When I am saying if you are not studying hard or if you do not study hard, you will fail. Means unless you study, you will fail. So instead of saying if not, I am saying unless. So you can also give some examples, the same given here, or frame your own sentences and put them in your chart, make it illustrative, explain. It can be again a drawing, a painting, or it can be a PPT, PowerPoint presentation, or a video where you will be able to explain this all. Alright, dear students, I'm sure you are all getting it well. And this way, these are just suggested projects. You can think and refer to some other parts, other poems, other text, other chapters, other units, and come up with some innovative and creative ideas and make your project outstanding. Number 5, prepare a chart or format of formal letter with brief notes with an example. You know now the format of formal letter. It has already been given on page number 13. If you can see, I know you have a textbook open with you. You can find there the same format. You can copy, make a PowerPoint presentation, or you can copy it on drawing paper, chart paper. Just the thing you need to add is some notes about them. As it has been given here, DDMMYY, then the word date is not required, so you can mention the date with reference to the subject. If the subject is about summer vacation and you are writing a date from the month of October, we are referring to the monsoon season and you are writing the date here March, will it be okay? No. So with reference to the text, you need to mention the date. That will be the note there. And accordingly, you can mention about body parts of the letter, not our body parts of the letter. There is the sender's address, then the date, then the receiver's address, then salutation, introduction of the letter, what is it exactly about, then body of the letter, main content, then what is subscription, about yours sincerely. You need to specify there that yours is a reflexive pronoun where apostrophe between R and S is not put. And some notes as given there that the language of a formal letter is different from the colloquial style of personal letters. It is not informal letter, it is a formal letter. So your language should also be formal one, not colloquial, that we use in our day-to-day life. And also the contracted forms such as I have or can't are not used in formal letters. So these are the things that you can add and make it so well that your project will be selected as an outstanding project among the students in your class. So I'm sure you have understood now about the suggested topic under Art Integrated Project in English, number 5. Now let's see number 6. Present your argument in the debate for or against the motion. The schools of the future will have no books and no teachers. And this is the last part from this Beehive unit number 1, first text, the fun they had under speaking. So there you have been given a topic to be discussed in groups. The schools of the future will have no books and no teachers. This is a topic, this is the motion called in a debate that you are going to present your argument in. So either you should say you are in favor or against. So for or against the motion, you firstly select, and you can contact one of your friends, your classmates, and being together or being online, you can conduct this argument in a debate and record it. That is your project. Or you can make it on a project paper, well attractive, with both of your names. For example, one says something, yes, I'm in favor, then the another says I'm against. So you can put your opinions using the following phrases, like in my opinion that the schools of the future will have no books and no teachers. But secondly, you can say, I fail to understand why the schools of the future will have no books and no teachers. There must be teachers and there must be books available with the students in order to avoid that screen timing, which affects our eyes and all. I will not go much in depth of it. You please refer to page number 14, and accordingly you can make your project outstanding. Let's move ahead down to the next project that has been suggested here, number 6. Present your argument in the debate for or against the motion. That is just done, 6 number. It can be video, PPT presentation, or on a chart paper as I explained. Number 7. Create a graphic description on self-driving cars, drones and flying cars. Now you need to refer to your workbook in English for class 9, that is words and expressions part 1, and there some exercises that you have done. The very first one is reading comprehension, that you can see. Okay, and there you will come across, dear students, open your workbook, page number 2, the future cars, under the title text 1, self-driving cars, drone and flying cars, and you will also come across some graphic description given over there, one on page number 2 and the next on page number 3, page number 2 bottom, page number 3 on top. And that way, referring to this, you can also make your project by creating a graphic description, an illustration, or a pictorial information about self-driving cars, drones and flying cars. All right, it can be, again, as I have repeatedly told you, that a drawing or a PowerPoint presentation or a video in which you will be able to explain and show your project well. I think that will be the best way if you choose and if you are comfortable with. Number 8, that is to create a graphic description on humanoid robot Sofia. Again, the part of workbook only, text number 2. Here it is, page number 5. You can see a picture also of Sofia, who has been the first humanoid robot, if I'm not wrong, that was brought in India in 2018, and the news was published in Hindustan Times on 21st February 2018. You can refer to that, page number 5 and 6, and accordingly make your project attractive, outstanding and different from others. All right, then the next project is project number 9. Prepare a project on UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Every now and then there is a news on some scientific channels like Discovery or National Geography that UFOs were sighted somewhere in the space, and we just find their pictures. Like you will study in class 10 next year, there is one lesson, the black aeroplane, where the pilot was helped by another pilot from the black aeroplane. It has been mentioned as black aeroplane because it has no lights, and when the pilot was in danger in the storm cloud, huge cloud, he could somehow manage, with the help of that pilot from the black aeroplane, to save his life. And when he landed, he just went to the lady over there from the control room just to inquire about the pilot from the black aeroplane. But she said that there was no another aeroplane nor any other pilot shown on the radar, and he was shocked. He was left unanswered. You will come to know in class 10. So this way we know about UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and the same reference from your workbook, that is page number 'I think the last page from unit number 1, that is given under the title project, page number 20. You will find that it is just a question given, but you need to search on Google to get more information from the internet about UFOs. So what you are supposed to do, you need to find minimum 5 examples of such UFO sightings, and you need to also mention whether you believe in these sightings or not. And you need to give your explanation, your reason, that if you believe, why, and if you not believe, why not. And that way your project will be based on UFOs. If there are any queries, you can put here in the chat box so that I will be able to elaborate and explain these topics well. Dear students, I need to again draw your attention to these are just suggested art integrated projects, and these are all based on unit number 1, the fun they had, from Beehive as well as the workbook words and expressions part 1. But you can refer to other text, other lessons, other poems, and you can come up with several ideas on which you can work and make your project outstanding. And some hints have also been given in the message that your project can be a model, a PPT, a video, a performance. It can be art, a mural, it can be mime, it can be a song, and so many things that have been mentioned. You can please refer to them. And here is the last project that is very funny and interesting, and I think easy to do the best way, and it is the most suitable in English. That is, compile the fun facts and present them in a funny way. Where will you find fun facts in English? You can also Google, and on each page from the workbook there are almost 164 pages, and each page has minimum one fun fact, and that way we will have enough, more than enough fun facts with you, and you need to present them funny way. So specifically you need to find and choose the only fun facts they are really funny and which creates humor. Like we say that we have running nose and smelling feet. Isn't it funny? Running nose and smelling feet. In fact, our feet run and nose smells, but we never say smelling nose and running feet, but we say in a funny way in English, running nose and smelling feet. You will find hundreds of fun facts here in the textbook. So please refer to them. There are many examples. Refer to them and compile so that your project can be more attractive, innovative, and creative. So this way, dear students, you can make your projects, submit them on time, and also try to obtain the certificate of excellence from our honorable principal ma'am. If there are any queries, please let me know so that I can explain you again in detail. But do refer to these 3 of the books in English for class 9. Beehive, that is textbook in English for class 9. Moments, that is supplementary reader English for class 9, and words and expressions part 1, workbook in English for class 9. And this way I am very sure that you will come up with many ideas and make your projects very outstanding. Alright, I'm waiting for your responses. Now I think there is a great competition among you to make your project better than one another. You can share your ideas with each other, but after all, it is up to you how you make it. Just thinking and having an idea is not enough. Working on it, like in the tagline of You Can Win book is by Shukera, winners don't do different things. They do the things differently. So that's it for today, dear students. All the best. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Bye.